What's going on, guys? We're back for another YouTube video on Invincible. Since I pretty much said all my thoughts on season 3 as a whole in my other videos, I mean, there's not really much more to say. There's not really much more I can talk about. So this will probably be my last video on Invincible for now, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate you guys for all the support. With that being said, we are literally under 50 subs away from hitting 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys like what you see here, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I also apologize in advance because if you can't tell by my voice, I am pretty sick right now, which is why making this video took way longer than it needed to. But enough talk. We all know one of the biggest highlights of the season was the Invincible War Saga. It was pretty epic seeing all those marks from other dimensions come in and just throw hands with everyone and just completely tear shit up. But seeing all of that chaos unfold kind of establishes the significance of our Mark because, yeah, he literally is the only good version of Mark. Every other version got to the way they were now by either some tragic backstory that put them on a dark path, the influence of Omni-Man and the Viltrumites, or hell, some of them were born enjoying killing more than Omni-Man. So today what we're gonna do is rank them, mainly off of their backstories, their personalities, and how evil some of them are, as well as what they did during the Invincible War. So with that being said, let's get into it. The first Mark we're gonna be starting off with is the no goggles version of Mark. This is the version of Mark that went up against Immortal and the Guardians of the Globe, and as we saw in the episode, he completely destroyed them and it wasn't even close. You could tell through the fight with Immortal and Duplicate that he wasn't taking any of them seriously by any stretch of the imagination. Bro even embraced his inner Spider-Man and made disrespectful jokes the entire fight. The thing is, even though he's super immature and his vibe wasn't really as straight up as menacing as some of the other variants, and even though he did technically get suicide bombed by Darkwing at the end, he's still pretty entertaining for the screen time that we got with him. So overall, our first Mark is going into A rank. The next Mark on the list is going to be the Hooded Mark. Yeah, we got the Shiesty Mark up in here, boy. Now, hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I actually really like the design of his suit. I don't know, the veil mask just looks so badass to me. The minute I saw it, I was reminded of Grifter from DC, from the Flashpoint Paradox movie. And I looked on Twitter and apparently, I don't know if this is true, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but apparently the design was actually based on him. And like, if that was true, like that would actually be like so cool. Also, the fact that every scene we got with him was just straight hands the entire time. He took a JJK style jumping from our Mark and Adam Eve and then returned the favor back to them when Omni Mark jumped in. And it was really funny seeing Hooded Mark's loose cannon personality contrast Omni Mark's more reserved and composed aura when they're working together in the fight. So I will say I would have wanted a little bit more screen time with him, and that southern accent is just terrible.
Yeah, you're fucked, dude.
But to be honest, it just kind of makes him more hilarious. So with all that being said, I'm going to put him in the B rank. Next up, we have the Flaxan Mark. Apparently that was the Mark that destroyed the Pentagon and ended up being killed by Cecil and the sound devices and the reanimate and everything. I mean, it's pretty cool that he shook up the Pentagon, but other than that, we don't really see him do anything. So, you know, I'm just going to put him in D tier. Next up, we have Mustache Mark and Viltrumite Mark. Now, these two, in my opinion, were huge wasted opportunities. Again, we see bits and pieces of them, and even so, it's like less than a minute of screen time for the both of them. Think about that. I mean, the only thing Mustache Mark is really known for is being taken out by Tech Jacket, which is fine, I guess, considering Tech Jacket is kind of a badass. The Viltrumite Mark without the mustache, he seems to be pretty strong since he was one of the surviving 8, so that's something, but again, we didn't see much of him. So I'm gonna put both of them in C tier. They're just kind of mid, to be honest. Next up, we have the Striped Mark, or we could call him Emperor Mark.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire.
Now, this is someone we also really didn't have that much time with, but what we did get was absolutely insane. Personality is just very rageful. You can see that he channels his rage into his strength when he's fighting. He is not the type to play with his food. He will go straight for the kill. He does not care. Rip business, baby. This Mark is a pseudo ruler. It makes sense he was the one more focused on Angstrom honoring his deal of giving them alternate dimensions to rule. And it's small details like this that kind of make him stand out from all the other marks. So with that being said, I think he makes for a solid B rank. I honestly would have put him in A rank if we just saw a little bit more of him, but nonetheless his presence was pretty satisfying overall. Next up we have the long hair version of Invincible. Yet again another fodder mark. I mean, we do see him body a couple of heroes, but mostly all the stuff that happens with him, including his death, was off screen. I think it was by Oliver and a few other people. Well, again, not impressive, so I'll just put him in D tier. Up next we have the Goggles version of Invincible. This is the Invincible that went up against the teen team, aka Rex and his friends. This is one of the few that is the most impressive. He took Monster Girl, who is a major tank, out of the fight, as well as Rudy's robot army, and Bulletproof, who is practically a watered down Viltrumite to a degree. He took them all down at once, all on his own, and forced Rex to kamikaze himself to kill both of them at the end of the fight. So with that being said, I'll give him a nice spot in the A tier section for his performance. Next up we have the Prisoner Invincible. His design is extremely menacing, so definitely bonus points, gotta give him that. With that being said, there's not really much else to him other than him being part of the final 8. I mean, he destroyed a few structures, and he also does fight someone, but that's off screen and we don't see it, so I will go ahead and put him in C tier. Next up is Bulletproof Invincible. Again, another fodder mark, but I think this one was just solely taken out by the Reaniman. Yeah, he's our first F tier of the day, unfortunately. Now up next, we have the man himself. And of course, I am referring to Mohawk Mark, who is by far one of my favorites, mainly because of his extremely cocky attitude, and not only that, he is one of the few that can actually talk shit and back it up with real skill. We see him give Mark a pretty good fight when the Invincible War starts. He goes up against Powerplex as well before running the gauntlet with Mark again along with 3 other heroes, and that still wasn't enough to keep him down. And on top of that, the fact that he went to Mark's house and faked being hurt so he could lure out his mom and kill her was absolutely diabolical. And apparently that wasn't even the first time he did it. Luckily, our Debbie was smart enough to know that one of the marks would think about going there and dip the fuck out. This, along with the fact that he made it to the surviving 8, makes him the first mark to be put in the S rank slot for this video. Next up we have Capvincible. Now, I like his general tone in the sense that he is just pure evil. I mean, we did see him toss Oliver around for a period of time before other heroes jump in. So I mean, he's not terrible, just could have used a bit more personality and screen time, so I'll just go ahead and put him in C tier. And now up next we have the Masked Invincible. What the fuck did this guy even do to be one of the last few standing? Yeah, nothing. Nothing that we see anyway. There is a little bit of depth to his character when we see how much he misses his mom, but that's literally it. So even though he did survive, gonna have to put him in D just off of the fact that he got so little screen time. And the same could be said for the no mask variant as well. Again, we do see a little bit of depth to him with William and how much he misses him, but that's it. Now to start off the last few on the list, we have Sinister Mark. This guy became a fan favorite quick, just simply because how cold he was off rip. Our first introduction to this guy was him just bursting Angstrom Levy's kit open right in front of him, and that was just wild. I also love his color scheme, and the fact that he has a cape just turns him into this aura farming demon. I gotta say though, I was a little bit disappointed when it came to his fight scenes, especially when he drops that line of killing his father, which was cool, but it's because of stuff like that that I expected to see more brutality and more kills from him in the episode. Instead, again, we get bits and pieces of fights that don't get finished, which, that's the thing, he unironically has the most presence out of all of them at the end with Angstrom. Of course, we know he survives until the end, which is good, but I just wish they were a little bit more creative with him when he came to Earth. So with that being said, I'm going to put him in the A tier slot. Before we get to the last one, we have Sportvincible, which is probably the worst case of fodder I've ever seen. Like, literally the only scene we get of this guy is him dying. We don't know what he did, how he got there. We don't know anything. We just know he got there, and the only thing we see next to him is him getting bodied. So instant F for sure. No screen time at all whatsoever. And now, the one we've all been waiting for. Omnimark, Omnivincible. This iteration of Mark is honestly damn near perfect. His visual design is absolutely stunning. I love the combination of his invincible scheme with Omni-Man's color and cape. And just by his calm and reserved demeanor, you can tell he's been through a lot. Given that it's hinted at that he had to kill most of his loved ones on his journey, including Eve and possibly Nolan, he just feels like a natural authority figure, and it's also seen in the way he just goes for it and fights without hesitation. He shatters Eve's leg and nearly kills her, and also survives to the last 8, which is definitely an upgrade from the comics. Whoever was using that yo-yo was hella blessed, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, this version of Mark was just aura farming in every way, so he is definitely going in the S tier slot. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think. I also want to know your thoughts on this tier list in the comment section down below. Is there anything you agree with, anything you disagree with? Again, if you like what you see, be sure to like the video, share, and comment on the video. Once again, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and yeah, that's going to be it for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.